Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
I hope you had a nice Monday. We saw a gorgeous afternoon, but that opened the door for a few storms to slide on through. Time lapse coming out of Cache Valley. Thunderstorms putting down lightning. Ooh, a little bit of wet weather there and some gusty conditions keeping us with unsettled conditions with this passing front through the evening. Satellite radar shows us the last few hours, and you see an increase in coverage late afternoon into the evening, especially over in northern Utah and the West Desert. These storms tracking east, packing a punch with some gusty winds. Those will be the biggest takeaway from these storms as they develop, but a lot of lightning and the potential for some wet weathers there. That includes over in the basin in Uinta County, Four Corners, and then over the mountains in south central Utah. So what it looked like this evening from the ABC4 studios, we saw sunshine and the winds were whipping. They were out there. That spreads that pollen. Winds not terrible, but we did see those daytime highs soar. Made it to 82 in Salt Lake, a full 10 degrees above our average high this time of year. 70s in Logan and Provo, 70s and 80s on the eastern side of the state. Mix of 70s and 80s for the I-15 corridor and 91 for that high in St. George. Do you like the 90s in Washington County? They stick around for the next several days. Into tonight, partly cloudy skies. That cold front, more of a cool front. It's going to knock down temperatures, but tomorrow we should stay above average. For the overnight, we'll see those 50s with mostly clear conditions. That storm threat sticks around for your Tuesday for a big bulk of the Beehive State, including the Wasatch Back, eastern Utah, central and the southern part of the state. You can see the northwestern corner gets a breather, but another cold front comes through, bringing the potential for some isolated storms yet again. Unsettled for our Monday, Tuesday, and then even into Wednesday. Futurecast kind of shows you for the rest of tonight the echoes of moisture in Salt Lake County by ABC4 News at 10. Gusty winds there. That front makes its way through the state, bringing the potential for our Tuesday afternoon and evening in central and southern Utah to see some developing active skies. And then as we head into early Wednesday morning, we clear, but the afternoon brings that activity to eastern and south central Utah yet again. So a series of fronts, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then things start to change. Our big picture will show you that here. Our upper-level Futurecast shows that low on the move as we crank away from high pressure. Here comes that secondary front into our Tuesday and then into Wednesday, trailing on the eastern side of the state. Thursday and Friday, here comes that high pressure. If you like the warmth, it's bouncing right back with dry conditions for the close of our work week ahead. So forewarning you now, the 80s make a comeback. If you liked today, they will return, and they hold steady here as we go through the weekend. Our high temperature trend reflects that. Our cool fronts keeping us to average, then jumping above it for Thursday and Friday with that high pressure in control. Overnight lows, 40s and 50s along the Wasatch Front, 60 in St. George, 40s and 50s on the eastern side of the state. And in northern Utah, really pleasant Tuesday ahead, 75 in Salt Lake. That cool front knocking us down, but to pretty pleasant temperatures, and that's still above average. 70 in Logan, 70s in Beaver County, Grand Staircase close to 80, 90s still in St. George, and that will repeat. Look at the next 7 days here. Breezy conditions with 90s for the next 6 of 7 days. We cool slightly with the winds picking up early next week into the 80s, but a nice sunny, warm stretch ahead of us down south. Wasatch Front has isolated potential for your Tuesday with very pleasant temperatures through the midweek as we stay unsettled. There's that high pressure Thursday, Friday. Pretty weekend with a slight chance on Monday of wet weather, maybe sneaking back into the forecast. A typical spring pattern with some pretty temperatures right around the corner. Eyes to the skies just to be safe. Over to the desk.